They gave the London position to Stephanie, 23 years old, fresh MBA, been with the company 8 months. I sat in the conference room in Columbus watching my boss, my lover, announce her promotion with the same smile he used when he promised me that job. 2 years. 2 years of hotel rooms and late nights and promises that we'd run the European division together, all for nothing. Now I'm 30, unemployed, living in my sister's basement in Cincinnati, while my ex-husband Caleb just posted Christmas photos with his new fiancée and my daughter. They're wearing matching pajamas, the ones I used to buy every year, except now it's Ashley picking them out, playing mommy to my Grace, living in my house, all because I believed Trevor when he said I was special, when he said his marriage was over, when he said that London job was mine if I just proved myself a little more. Let me go back to when I still thought I was building something instead of destroying everything. I started at Morrison Financial when I was 25. Caleb and I had been married 2 years, just bought our first house in Dublin, the Columbus suburb where he'd grown up. He was coaching basketball at the high school, and I was hungry to prove myself in corporate. Different worlds, but we made it work. Trevor interviewed me himself. Senior VP of International Markets, 42, silver at the temples. The kind of confident that comes from always getting what you want. His wedding ring caught the light when he shook my hand. "I see big things for you, Brooke," he said. "Stick with me and you'll go far." I believed him. Why wouldn't I? He ran half the company, drove a Tesla, had an office that overlooked the whole city. Everything I wanted to be. The first year was normal. I worked hard, stayed late, exceeded every target. Trevor noticed. Started inviting me to client dinners, strategy meetings, said I had the best instincts on his team. Caleb was proud of me, even if it meant eating alone most nights. "My wife, the corporate superstar," he'd say, reheating leftovers at 9 p.m. when I finally got home. "Grace and I had mac and cheese. Saved you some." Grace was 1 then and just starting to walk. I'd watch her sleep and promise myself it was all for her, for us, for the future I was building. The shift happened slowly. Trevor started texting after hours. Work stuff at first, questions about reports, ideas for presentations. Then more personal. How was my weekend? Did I see the game? Was Caleb treating me right? "He seems nice," Trevor said once, after Caleb dropped me off at a work event. Very wholesome. The way he said wholesome made it sound boring. I heard safe, small, suburban, a starter home of a husband. "He's great," I said. "We're really happy." "Of course, happy is good, comfortable, safe." He swirled his whiskey. "Some people need more than safe." I should have walked away, should have seen the trap. But I was 26 and ambitious, and when your boss who controls your career starts paying attention, you pay attention back. The London expansion started as office gossip. Morrison was going international, opening a European branch. They'd need a whole team over there. Big promotions, big money, big opportunities. "I want you on that team," Trevor told me privately. "Actually, I want you running it. Think you're ready?" "Yes, absolutely, whatever it takes." "Good, but keep it between us for now. Office politics, you understand. We need to make sure you're undeniable when the time comes." So I became undeniable. First in, last out. Weekends, holidays, whatever Trevor needed, I delivered. Caleb started asking questions. "Is this normal, texting your boss at 11 p.m.? "It's a big project. He needs updates." "On Saturday?" "The markets don't stop for weekends, Caleb." "Right. The markets." He looked at my phone lighting up again. "Just remember, you have a family too." But family felt small compared to London, to the life Trevor was painting. Corner office, 6 figures, international travel, everything I'd dreamed of since college. The first time we crossed the line was at a conference in Chicago. The company booked rooms at the Marriott. Trevor suggested dinner to discuss strategy. Dinner became drinks. Drinks became his room, became a mistake I couldn't take back. "This doesn't change anything," I said after, getting dressed in the dark. "I'm married. You're married." My marriage has been over for years. Linda and I are basically roommates. He pulled me back down. And you? You're too talented to waste your life in the suburbs with a high school coach. Don't talk about Caleb. I'm talking about you. What you deserve. What we could have in London. We. That word hooked into my brain and wouldn't let go. It felt like a promotion you could touch. Just sign here and forget the cost. I told myself it was just once. Just Chicago. But Trevor had a way of making me feel like I was the only person in the world who understood him, who could match him, who deserved to stand beside him. You're different, he'd say in his office after everyone left. These other people, they're employees. You're a partner. Partner. In business. In London. In everything he wouldn't say but implied with every look, every touch, every promise. The affair went on for months. Hotel rooms paid for with company cards. Late nights in his office with the door locked. Weekend client meetings that were just us in his downtown apartment while his wife visited her sister. I became an expert at lying. Work emergency, client dinner, team building, strategy session. Caleb believed every word because why wouldn't he? I'd never lied before. Mommy's working, became Grace's favorite phrase. She'd say it to her dolls, to the dog, to anyone who asked where I was. Mommy's always working. I laughed it off the first time. The second time, it stung. She misses you, Caleb said one night. I'd missed bedtime again. I miss you. I miss you guys too, but this London thing, once I get it, everything changes. I can slow down, we can travel, give Grace everything. Grace doesn't need everything, she needs her mom. Don't guilt trip me, I'm doing this for us. Are you? The question hung there. Because deep down, I wasn't doing it for us anymore. I was doing it for Trevor, for the way he looked at me, for the future he promised, for the person I became in his eyes, sophisticated, powerful, essential. Linda's filing for divorce, Trevor told me one afternoon. We were in his office, blinds drawn, me fixing my skirt. Finally, been a long time coming. My heart raced. Really? Really. Once this London position is official, once my divorce is final, we can stop hiding. Trevor, I love you, Brooke, you know that, right? This isn't just some affair to me. You're my future. I drove home in a daze. Trevor loved me. He was leaving his wife. We were going to London together. Everything I'd sacrificed was about to pay off. That night, I looked at Caleb across the dinner table. Sweet, stable Caleb, who coached kids and grilled on weekends and read Grace the same book every night. He deserved to know. To be free to find someone who appreciated him. We need to talk, I started. But Grace threw her cup and started crying, and the moment passed. I told myself I'd tell him after London was official. No point destroying everything if it wasn't certain. Trevor started bringing me to more visible events. Executive dinners, board presentations. Getting you FaceTime, he said. They need to see you as a leader. What I didn't see was that Linda wasn't the only one who knew. People talk. Assistants notice when doors are locked too long. Hotel staff recognize repeat guests. Accounting monitors company credit cards. People are saying things, my coworker Janet warned me, about you and Trevor. People are jealous. Maybe. Just be careful, you have a lot to lose. But I was invincible. Trevor's chosen one. The future head of London operations, untouchable. By October, the announcement was supposed to come. Trevor had prepped me for weeks. What to wear, what to say, how to act surprised even though we'd planned every detail. 2 more weeks and it's official, he said, pouring champagne in his apartment. Director of European Operations. Has a nice ring to it. And us? I asked. When do we become official? Soon. The divorce should be final by December. We'll spend Christmas in London, our first of many. I kissed him, believed him, started looking at flats online, schools for Grace, how custody would work internationally. Caleb would understand eventually. He'd have to. October came, The all-hands meeting was scheduled for the 15th. I wore my best suit, practiced my surprised face in the bathroom mirror. "Ready for your big day?" Trevor texted that morning. "Beyond ready," I replied. But when the meeting started, Trevor wouldn't make eye contact, just stared at his presentation while the CEO talked about expansion and growth and exciting opportunities. "Leading our London office," the CEO announced, "will be Stephanie Walsh from our New York team. Let's give her a warm welcome." The room erupted in applause. I sat frozen. Stephanie Walsh. I didn't even know who that was. "I'm so honored," Stephanie said, all dimples and enthusiasm. "Trevor has been an amazing mentor. I can't wait to work more closely with him in London." More closely. The words hit like ice water. I waited until the room cleared. Found Trevor packing up his laptop. "What the hell was that?" "Brooke, not here. You promised me. 2 years, Trevor, 2 years of—" "I know, I'm sorry, the board made the call. Stephanie has international experience. Stephanie's a child. She's qualified and she's uncomplicated." Uncomplicated. Meaning not sleeping with the boss, meaning not a liability, meaning not me, meaning HR won't have to pretend they didn't notice. "You said you loved me." "I do. This doesn't change that." "You're going to London with her." "For work? Only work?" But I saw how he'd looked at her, the same way he'd looked at me 2 years ago. Hungry, calculating, already planning. "Your divorce, was any of that real?" He sighed. "Linda and I are working things out. Counseling for the kids." Kids he'd never mentioned. Whole lives he'd never mentioned. A reconciliation that came out of nowhere. Lies on top of lies, and I'd swallowed every one. I drove home in a fury. 2 years wasted. My marriage hanging by a thread for nothing. Grace barely knew me. And for what? So Trevor could trade me in for a younger model? "You're home early," Caleb said, surprised. He was making dinner. Grace in her high chair throwing Cheerios. The London job went to someone else. "Oh, babe, I'm sorry. I know how much you wanted it." He hugged me. No questions about why I was shaking. Why I smelled like Trevor's cologne. Why I'd been so sure about a job that was never really mine. "It's fine," I lied. "Maybe it's for the best. More time with you guys." "That would be nice," he said carefully. "Grace, tell Mommy what you learned today." "Mama," Grace squealed, clapping. "Mama home." Mama home, like it was a miracle. That night I deleted Trevor's texts, blocked his number, told myself I'd forget and move forward. But addiction doesn't work that way. I lasted 3 days before texting him. "We need to talk." Nothing to talk about. Decisions made. 2 years, Trevor. You owe me an explanation." "Fine, tomorrow, usual place." The usual place was the Hilton downtown. Room 412, always 412. But when I got there, Trevor wasn't alone. Linda sat on the bed, arms crossed, looking like she'd been waiting for this moment. "So, you're the latest one," she said. Latest. The word hit hard. "Linda wanted to meet you," Trevor said, not meeting my eyes. "To explain some things." "Let me guess," Linda said. "He promised you London, said I was divorcing him, said you were special, different, the one who really understood him." I couldn't speak. "Stephanie's not the first either. There was Monica before you, Rachel before her, always young, always ambitious, always stupid enough to believe him." "That's enough, Linda." "Is it? She destroyed her marriage for you. Least she deserves is the truth." Linda turned to me. "He's not leaving me. He's never leaving me. I own half his assets, know where all the bodies are buried. He needs me more than he needs you." "I should go," I managed. "Yes, you should. Back to your husband if he'll have you. And Brooke, next time your boss promises you the world, ask for it in writing." I wanted to tell her I had it in texts. Then I remembered who paid for the rooms. I drove home on autopilot. 2 years. Everything I'd done, sacrificed, lied about. For nothing. I was just another in a line of stupid women who'd believed Trevor Morrison was their ticket to something better. Caleb was at Grace's parent-teacher conference when I got home. I sat in my car in the garage, engine off, trying to figure out how to move forward, how to pretend Trevor never happened, how to rebuild what I'd nearly destroyed. That's when I saw it. The credit card statement on the passenger seat. Caleb must have grabbed the mail. The Hilton charges, multiple, all those room service meals and champagne, all on our joint card, not the company one. I was still staring at it when Caleb opened my door. "Forget something?" he asked. Then saw my face, saw the statement. Parent conference ended early. Grace did great, by the way, very social, loves story time. Caleb, Hilton downtown, lot of charges for someone who was supposed to be at client dinners. I can explain. Can you? Because I've been trying to explain them to myself for months. The late nights, the weekend meetings, the way you guard your phone like it's nuclear codes. It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think. Jesus, Brooke, in our own city, you couldn't even cheat somewhere I wouldn't accidentally see the charges? It's over. It meant nothing. Nothing? You missed Grace's first words for nothing? Her first steps? 2 years of bedtimes and birthdays and being a ghost in your own family for nothing? He was crying. Caleb, who never cried, was standing in our garage sobbing. Who is he? It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Trevor, my boss. But it's over. He chose someone else for London. Caleb laughed, ugly and bitter. So you'd still be fucking him if he'd given you the job? That's what ended it? Not guilt or love for your family, but career disappointment? Don't make it sound like that. How should I make it sound? Help me understand, Brooke. Because from where I'm standing, you traded our marriage for a promotion you didn't even get. Grace started crying inside. Caleb moved to go to her, then turned back. I'll be at my brother's. We'll figure out custody later. But I'm done, Brooke. I'm done competing with your ambition. Done pretending we're a family when you're never here. Done being the only parent who shows up. Caleb, please, we can work through this. No, you can work through this. Figure out what you want, because it's clearly not us. He left that night. Took Grace, some clothes, her favorite toys. I sat in the empty house listening to the silence. No bedtime stories, no little feet running down the hall, no Caleb asking about my day. Just me and my ambition, and the nothing it had bought me. Trevor didn't even acknowledge me at work, walked past like I was furniture. Stephanie was always in his office now, door closed, blinds drawn. I knew what was happening. Everyone knew. But nobody said anything because that's how it works. You're either useful or you're invisible. I tried to salvage something. Threw myself into work, hoping to prove I was still valuable. But the whispers followed me. Everyone knew about Trevor and me. About how I'd been played, about how my husband left me. Office gossip is brutal when you're the subject. Maybe you should consider other opportunities, HR suggested during my review. Fresh start might be good. Translation, you're toxic. Leave before we make you. I resigned in December. Nobody looked up when I carried the box out. I'd been invisible for weeks. No London, no Trevor, no big promotion. Just a cardboard box of desk supplies and a security escort to the parking lot. Caleb filed for divorce the same week. His lawyer was thorough. Had documentation of every night I'd worked late, every milestone I'd missed, every hotel charge. Joint custody would be challenging given my work schedule, they argued. The judge agreed. I got every other weekend. Wednesday dinners if I could commit to them. Caleb got primary custody, the house, the life we'd built. He got to be the stable parent while I became the visitor. This is what you wanted, he said after court. Freedom to focus on your career. No family holding you back. I never said that. You didn't have to. Your actions were pretty clear. My sister let me move into her basement in Cincinnati. 30 years old, sleeping on a pull-out couch, sending out resumes that went nowhere. Turns out when you leave a job under mutual agreement, after an affair with your boss, word gets around. Trevor's still at Morrison, Still married to Linda. Saw on LinkedIn that Stephanie's killing it in London. 25 now and running European operations. Wonder how long before she learns what being Trevor's special girl really means. Grace is 5 now. Calls Caleb's fiancée Ashley Mommy to distinguish from me. Regular mommy, weekend mommy, the one who shows up sometimes. Are you coming to my dance recital? She asked last week. When is it? Thursday. Thursday's a work night, baby. Old habits, except I don't even have work anymore. But I'll try. Ashley Mommy will be there, she said matter-of-factly. She always comes. Always. The word gutted me. Always is a word kids don't lie about. Last night I dreamed about London, the flat I'd picked out online, the office with a view, the life Trevor promised. I woke up in my sister's basement to a text from a temp agency. Data entry position, $15 an hour. Could I start Monday? 2 years ago, I was being groomed for international leadership. Now I'm grateful for data entry. That's what betting everything on a liar gets you. Sometimes I drive past the old house. Caleb's added a basketball hoop. Grace's bike has training wheels. Ashley's garden is thriving where mine died. They look happy, complete, a real family. The Columbus office holiday party is next week. I'm not invited, obviously, but I know Trevor will be there with Linda playing perfect husband. Stephanie will call in from London, the success story everyone celebrates. Some new young woman will be hanging on Trevor's every word, believing she's different, special, the one who'll change him. I want to warn her, want to scream that it's all lies, that he'll promise her everything and deliver nothing, that she'll lose everything real for something that was never possible. But she wouldn't listen. I wouldn't have listened. When you're 25 and hungry, and your boss who holds your future says you're special, you believe it. You believe it right up until you're 30, unemployed, living in a basement, watching another woman raise your daughter. The work trip that never happened, the promotion that was never real, the man who was never leaving his wife, the life I destroyed for absolutely nothing. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer anyway because maybe it's about a job. Brooke? Trevor's voice, still smooth, still confident. Heard you left Morrison. That's a shame. You had such potential. What do you want? I'm starting a new venture. Could use someone with your skills. Interested? I should hang up, should block him, should run as far as possible from Trevor Morrison and his promises. What kind of venture? I hear myself ask. Because that's the thing about addiction. Even when you know it's poison, even when it's cost you everything, you still want one more hit, one more chance, one more promise that this time will be different. Let's discuss it over dinner, he says. You know where. He doesn't say where. He doesn't have to. Room 412. Always room 412. I stare at the phone, at my sister's basement ceiling, at the temp agency email, at the nothing my life has become. I'll think about it, I say. But we both know I'll be there. Because I'm exactly what Linda said. Young, ambitious, and stupid enough to believe him. Even now. Even after everything. I want to be the woman who says no. I'm not her. Not yet. The work trip that never happened. The life I'll never get back. The mistakes I'm probably about to make again. That's my truth. And it's pathetic. And it's mine.